Morning, folks. Look at the spread of converted mana costs of this deck. It's like go all the way up the chain here. All the way up to 10 and 15. Oh, I should update my tapped out page. Morning, Red Mage. This person's username is a bunch of numbers. Yes, it seems fine. It's got a Griselbrand, it's got a Brainstorm, it's got some lands in it. Got a Force and a Flusterstorm to defend ourselves a little bit. Island Preordain probably means another combo deck. Could be Storm, could be a Show and Tell Mirror. Perfect. There's the Eureka, so we wouldn't mind finding a Soul Land or a Lotus Petal. We'll just go Trop Pass here. Flooded Strand. Huh. Flooded Strand makes me think this could be a mirror. Omniscience is perfect. That's exactly what we want. We've been drawn pretty well so far this game. Brainstorm. Yeah, that's fine. I think with Flusterstorm in my hand plus Force, we're gonna be in an okay spot here. So like next turn we want to find a Petal or a Soul Land. Get 4 shots at it with this Brainstorm. Looks like Sneak and Show. If this was Storm, they'd probably want a Black Source here. Merchant Scroll. Sure. Meditate. Must be playing High Tide? Weird. High Tide hasn't been in deck in a while. Alright, we found a Lotus Petal. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and put this back and put Intuition back. Yep. And I'm gonna go ahead and crack this. Get this just in case they're a Blood Moon deck. Hopefully we hit another Petal or a Soul Land here, so that way we can Eureka with Fluster up. Brainstorm. I think we just go for it here. I'm gonna pitch this Flusterstorm so that way we can recombo with this Brainstorm. We have a main deck Red Elemental Blast. Yep. Alright. Well, hopefully we don't die when they untap here. So looking for a Show and Tell. So they have Meditate. You want something to eat? You want this? You want this? Okay. So Huh. So they have this Meditate in their hand that we know about. We could just try and do it again. I could throw back this Omniscience and this Preordain and then cast Eureka again. The problem is then we're like on E if that misses. I could just like plan to wait a turn because they're probably gonna meditate here, right? I could put back I could put back Petal plus Omniscience, crack this, and then Preordain. Like, try and find some kind of protection. I feel a little bit bad that I pitched the Flusterstorm now instead of the Omniscience. I probably should have pitched the Omniscience. I think I like waiting a turn. Although I guess they rebbed and then they blasted and then forced. The problem is they could, like, meditate into... You get 2 cards we don't know already. So the problem is, like, they can draw 4 cards off this meditate is the issue. And, like, that likely finds them a force. And then, like, even though they're skipping a turn, we don't really have anything left over if they do that. Is the trouble. We don't have anything left over. So, like, if I put these 2 back... Or, sorry, if I put Omniscience and Preordain back... and then go land, Petal, Eureka, putting Griselbrand. Like, obviously, if that resolves, it's great, but, like, they have a bunch of... I guess we're not playing this deck to not go for it, right? Alright, sure. If it fails, we just have to rip another show and tell effect. I don't think I want to play around the Emrakul out of their deck. I don't think they're playing Sneak and Show. They could have an Emrakul in their deck. Yep, so there's the Meditate. Trying to run to a Fluster or Force, I assume. I wonder if they have room for main deck Fluster with this. The answer is yes, they do. Wow, opponent just says infinite interaction. Alright, well. They have 5 cards. Let's see how lucky we are. I think maybe we're supposed to wait there. Because, like, this Flusterstorm basically gets 2-for-1 on us now is the problem. By not waiting, we get 2-for-1 by this card because we lost a Lotus Petal to this too. Like, I could have just, like, kept my Preordain instead of this Petal and, like, Preordained last turn after fetching and then, like, wait a turn cycle to Eureka. Yeah, I agree. It's looking like some kind of weird High Tide splashing Pyroblast. Which, that feels strange. I feel like one of the upsides... I guess High Tide hasn't been good for a long time. So, like, you probably want to innovate and try new things. But, like, I thought one of the upsides to High Tide was just, like, you got to play a bunch of basic islands. So, like, you're not susceptible to Wasteland like a lot of these combo decks are. We have 3 cards in our sideboard for this matchup. I guess Carpet and Sylvan Library come in too, so 6. Yeah, I think bringing in a Grip for a Candelabra is definitely too narrow. About as often as you get screwed by your own show and tell. That opponent probably just had their cat knock over their drink or something. Alright, show and tell, please. Alright, don't force me, bro. I mean, they're in the tank here, so either they're still dealing with their spell drink or they have a force here and they're figuring out what card they want to pitch to it. Like, we're still pretty behind here if they have a force. Nope, no force. Alright, no. That one in. Haven't played a land yet, so I'm gonna draw some cards here. Yep, I'll go ahead and put this Misty into play, and I'm just going to pass the turn here. Am I gonna fetch? Yeah, I'm gonna fetch, actually, and pay some more life. We don't really care about most of these cards in our hand, and I think I'd like to try and draw into another Flusterstorm here. Although I guess I could do it, like, during their upkeep. What's the upside and downside to waiting versus not waiting here? Should I draw now? I feel like I'm supposed to draw proactively. Just so, like, they can't do stuff in response to me, like, drawing. Because I fetch, that means I can only force one time. Getting trick bound? Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna do it now. It also means I can hit Petal cantrip like this, which is good. Actually, I could have killed them there, so I definitely should do that. I definitely should do what I just did. So I think I actually... Did I punt here? Maybe not. Oh, you know what? I can discard an Emrakul here too. You want the rest of this? There you go. So the Emrakul trigger is going to happen, which is good for us. These are pointless. This is pointless. This is pointless. Probably don't need another one of these. So I can only force one thing here, which kind of sucks, because I'm at 2. Oh, is the chat not loading? It's so annoying. It didn't do that. The cup is gone too. I bet you... Huh. Wonder if I have to manually reload these now. Did this yesterday too. I wonder if Streamlabs been having issues lately. There we go. Now it's back. Yeah, what Burgle said, someone's always going to pay for your PhD. It's just, you're going to just be making less money than if you were working with the master's degree in your field. Alright, so I got a force, so I assume I'm dead here? Nope, just a Preordain, sure. So I get to hit them with this, and then cantrip a few times to hopefully find a second force. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded the Emrakul so I could have a second force in my hand here. I'm gonna hit them with this to start. I want the life. I'm gonna start by casting Preordain. Maybe I should have kept one of the fetch lands, actually. Yeah, I think I messed this up. I'm gonna go bottom. I think I'm just gonna go bottom with these. I'm basically just like looking for another force or a Flusterstorm, right? Alright, I found a ponder anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Brainstorm now. Alright, sweet. We found Flusterstorm, but we don't have a land. Huh. So I'm gonna put these two back on top. And then what are the odds I find a mana-producing land here? I can find a mana-producing land or a petal. I'm gonna do that at 5. 5 looks at that. The problem is drawing 7 means I can't cast another force. Alright, we hit the land suite. So Flusterstorm should mean we're good to go here. We go ahead and we cast Show and Tell. And we'll put in Omniscience and then cast Emrakul and get an extra turn. Alright, so Carpet, Spell Pierce, Boseiju in Sylvan Library seems okay. I don't know how quick they are. Sylvan, do we think Sylvan Library is good enough? Sylvan Library might be too slow. The Spell Pierces on the Carpet are probably fine. Is this a Lotus Petal out matchup? I feel like this is a Lotus Petal out matchup. So, traditionally speaking, when the high tide decks go off, I think they go off with enough stuff that they should be able to draw enough cards they could just like bounce a Leyline. Probably like a turn 3/4 Goldfish. That probably means Sylvan Library's too slow, right? How do we feel about this? 16 months! It's a Twitch toddler now! Welcome back, Fun Count Infinity. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Yep, we'll be playing Standard after rotation 10 out of 10. Looking forward to it, in fact. Pirates and Dinosaurs, oh my. I guess there's a chance this Sylvan Library is better than these Intuition. I think I'd buy this for $1. Like, Intuition's kind of slow and clunky, and, like, this card's slow and clunky too, but, like, my opponent's not pressuring my life total, so, like, this is probably just a draw 3, right? On top of writing some selection. This pitches to Force, but I'm also, like, not on a shortage of cards that pitch to Force. I've got this. Intuition has the upside of letting me pass while holding mana up. Which is, like, that's a real upside. This is a real upside. This is instant speed. I'm gonna do this. Leave the Sylvan Libraries for the grindy control matchups. Still not 100% sure, like, how my opponent's winning the game either, too, so. If I do a set review, it won't be today. Seems actually pretty good with the land, and we're on the draw with the scry. Bottom that. So, I say it needs a blue source, but this deck might be 1 blue source light. Like, there's only 13 blue sources plus petals in this deck, which might be too few. Empty is interesting. If they have empty, we'll definitely be bringing in, we're not the type of deck they want empty against generally, though, because, like, we can kill them the turn we combo. But I chose not to shuffle. Alright, well, just like we drew it up there, drawing another blue card. We're not defenseless, we can cast these forces. Survey says, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Flusterstorm. This is a Flusterstorm. We're a little bit sad. If they just have like a Reb, that's fine. Hopefully it's a Reb. If they Reb, we're gonna force pitching Brainstorm. Pyroblast, that's what I mean by Reb. I feel like they have a Flusterstorm too, the way they went to tap this. Alright. Their force uses Force of Will, targeting Force of Will. Okay, so I'm gonna let their force resolve. And then we're gonna be out of gas here, but I'm gonna force again. I guess this is bad because they can untap and Reb this Omniscience. This would be better if it was Griselbrand. If this gets Rebbed, I'm going to be terribly sad, but like, I think we're a strong favorite to win this by just putting this into play, so like that. And they could have a force here, or a counter, because this is being cast off this Omniscience. Alright. Never forget that Magic is a skill game, and the better player always wins. Demonic Tutor for Emrakul here. This deck is great. Have I talked about how great this deck is recently? I feel like I haven't yet talked about how great this deck of Magic cards is that we are playing today. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and we are getting some nerds got with Eureka show and tell this morning. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and you want to help me Eureka and tell more often, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. It is September, so all new subscribers are 50% off here through that Twitch promotion. If you're enjoying what you see, we're all Magic players. You could also support my content by supporting my sponsors. You're probably going to buy some of the stuff anyway, so if you're going to buy Magic Online cards, please do so with mtgotraders.com using code Hoagland PayPal. You could save 8% on all of your singles orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using code Jeff5, you could save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on all of your purchases with them on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves. You can upload your own custom artwork that you have the right to redistribute, or you can select from their wide range of great artwork they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com offers kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. If you're someone like me that plays paper pretty sparingly, or if you're someone that plays in paper that changes decks pretty often, it's kind of convenient to rent from them. Renting a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month usually runs about 12% the cost of the deck, and I've used their service a lot over the last few years. Super convenient and easy. And here, we're waiting for our next match of Legacy to pop here with the Eureka Tell deck. The feeling of a resolved Omniscience. I miss it too much. Not played Legacy since Dig Through Time got banned. It's totally distracting me. Declan is adorable, to be fair. To be fair, he is. And here he comes. Here he comes on his little car. You see Declan found a car. You know, just driving around, you know. He's way cuter than I am anyways, so like we should probably just have like a Declan stream, honestly. I mean, yeah, that sounds great, right? Tron. This matchup's probably bad for us. Hey, the Canadian Wanderer with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate it. Welcome. I did this to my... You know, I was thinking when we were playing it that this matchup's probably bad for us. Okay, here's a fun thought. Do I want to guarantee the land or do I want to shuffle? I feel like I want to any order and shuffle here to try and hit a petal or a soul land, because we're pretty likely to just do this and hit a regular land, right? It's not really great, it's just fun. Would you much rather be a Grixis Delver still, right? Yeah, I think the best deck in Legacy, objectively speaking, is Grixis Delver. I don't think that's particularly close. I want to just force this. Yeah, I'm just gonna force this. This deck keeps one-landers a lot. It's possible I was supposed to just go like Petal and then... Yep. The Drowning Cow Live, 2-month 3 subscription. Thanks for getting me into Legacy and Hex. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for re-upping. Eureka could go really poorly for us here. Am I supposed to Eureka? I really wish I was playing Grixis Delver right now. Grixis Delver just bodies Tron. We might want to wait until Omniscience. Yeah. Yeah, I think like they don't have any pressure in play yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and just look for the Omniscience. I think that's objectively correct. Just like that. So bottom that, top this. Play this basic forest out. That's the turn. So I think I'm gonna ponder before I Eureka here. And the reason for this is I kind of want the Emrakul in my hand. Ideally when we start, so that way I can cast it right away. This guarantees me an Emrakul, so I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to take this intuition. Shuffle your library. No. If they put in land plus O-Stone, we could actually be in trouble here. If they have land O-Stone, they could get us. Don't have O-Stone, don't have O-Stone, don't have O-Stone. Alright, no O-Stone, sweet. Alright, cast intuition. Cast blue demonic tutor. And this is why the Omniscience plan is really good in this deck, because you get to kill them the turn you combo. Eureka, you just get to keep putting, everyone gets to keep putting things into play until everyone is done. So if I don't put something into play, they get another chance to put a thing into play still. You want a different show? Okay. Going to concedes. Yep, at Eureka, both players keep putting stuff into play until both people stop. That is exactly how it works. Alright, so what do I want here? I think Spell Pierce is good. K-Grip and Naturalize seem okay, because like Oblivion Stone's actually kind of annoying. You want this one? No? You want bots? Choo-choos? Choo-choos? Okay, we can watch choo-choos. I think Sylvan Library is probably a little slow. I think Boseiju's a little bit narrow. Usually they board in some discard. They board in discard and permanent-based disruption. I don't know that Leyline's good enough. I don't think they have enough discard to make me want Leyline. Yeah, Fluster's not great. And this seems fine. I think I just want all of these for redundancy. Sylvan Library is good against discard is something to think about. I think I'm going to cut 2 Lotus Petals here, because like I really don't feel like I need to put the pedal to the metal in this matchup. Sometimes they have 1 Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I'm going to do this. My latest list has 2 Brutality in the main and 3 Thoughtseize in the board, is my latest list. So there's no guarantee that they're running the 75 I'm running, but the last 75 I played with had 3 Thoughtseizes and 2 Collective Brutalities. It has more cards for Storm because Show and Tell hasn't been popular on Magic Online. It also has 4 Mindbreak traps in the board. It has a couple of Thorn of Amethyst. And like Thorn probably comes in here, but we don't really care about Thorn. So one of our subscribers submitted this deck list as a donation deck list, and I've been playing it. I think it might actually genuinely be pretty good. It feels powerful. Opponent kept 7. This hand's not good enough. Like, just Emrakul. I guess just Emrakul's okay. I need, like, Show and Tell plus Omniscience. It's a little slow. It doesn't have any forces to protect itself. How do we feel about this? I think I'm going to keep this. It's a little loose. If we brick on a land and my opponent has a Thorn on 2, I'm going to be really sad. There's a Show and Tell. That's the first piece of the puzzle that we need. I'm looking for some mana now. Huh. I kind of want to keep the Omniscience here and the Eureka. Like, these cards are good, but I really need a second land. I have 2 more cantrips in my hand, but, like, we're super cold to a Thorn on 2 here. Keeping these cards is good against a discard spell, though. I think we're supposed to shuffle. All right, I'm gonna get that's a good one. Shuffle, play this. We're looking for another land. Check your map in response, sure. Ideally, we want to find a soul land. Or a land plus a petal, because we're probably getting our land carned next turn. Huh. This force is pretty good, right? The force means we can't... The K-grip's decent, too. The force means we can't... I think I want this because of the K-grip. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go... Top, 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 and then no shuffle, draw the force, so we could force whatever their play is this turn. And then next turn we'll draw the K-grip, and then if we ponder into a soul land, we can just go for it. Sure. It's awkward that we have to force a discard spell here. That's green mana. That's good for us. What kind of hand they kept? That hasn't had any turns. I guess they just kept like turn 3 Tron. They could still have discard, I suppose. They could filter this. They could have just had a bunch of stars here. Yep, there's black mana. Opponent experienced the joy of Magic Online that it automatically filtered their green to a black. That's a feature. Collective Brutality. Yeah, pretty obligated to force this, I think. We just, like, get to win the game if we find a soul land next turn. You know, we're drawing a K-grip. So we have 5 soul lands, 2 cards we don't know on top of our deck, plus a shuffle. I think I'm supposed to any order shuffle these. Alright, well, we have it next turn. I didn't have an option to shuffle, Burgle. If the option to shuffle was on the table, I definitely would have shuffled before we drew the K-grip. Like 10 out of 10 would have shuffled before we drew the K-grip there. But that wasn't an option. We wanted the force, yeah. Yeah, I think I wanted the force. Yeah, that's... Because, like, if we don't draw the force there, we are just cold to, like, a Karn, right? And get Karn here anyways. The Tron deck's very reasonable. I think it's much better than, like, that 12-post deck we played yesterday. Or the 9-post, however many posts it had. 53 CMC head. Yeah, like, this is just gonna eat another land and we're gonna die here. Yep. I mean, like, I don't think I made any incorrect plays. Opponent played well. Second discard spell got us for sure. They get to... They have a bomb yet? Play their map, crack their map. Looking for another threat. I have an Emrakul. Alright. No, that was... Why would we give our opponent the opportunity to take the force? Like, we have one combo card in our hand. They 10 out of 10 take show and tell every time. See, the way that game played out, I think I want these Sylvan Libraries in my deck. I think that's fine. These intuitions are a little slow. I kind of want another Petal, especially on the play. I'm gonna do this. This. No, I don't think this is good enough. They can just cast all of their things. Yep. Keep. Yeah, I think Naturalize is fine. You want to kill Oblivion Stones. Yeah, we get to go Trop into City Show and tell Griselbrand. Well, Sneak and Show hasn't been putting up results. And, like, Magic players in general, I'm not even going to stereotype Legacy players. Magic players in general like to continue to bash their heads into the same wall even when they're not getting results with the thing that they're bashing their head in with. So it's like, well, if Sneak and Show's not doing well, you should probably explore other ideas. Should probably explore other ideas. Let's see if they have like their Ulamog here. We could be in trouble. They have their Karakas. Yep, that's pretty good. Huh. Well. Wish that Griselbrand was just Emmy. Yep, I bet. Well, they're not going to kill me next turn, so let's just pick up all of the cards here. Cast. Is there a... I missed on an Omniscience here, which kind of sucks. If we'd have hit Omniscience because we drew all the petals, we could have just show and tell to get here. which is kind of funny. We can Intuition for the Omniscience next turn. So, got a discard. Pretty unlucky. Have to discard. An Eureka. Probably just don't want any of these lands, right? I want all of my cards. I have Spell Pierces and Forces to keep them out of my hand, so I probably don't need to keep this Eureka. I want to save my cantrips, so that way... I want to save my cantrips, so that way I can cantrip a bunch after I... Oh, I should have kept the fetch land. I should have kept the fetch land because I have a Brainstorm that I could shuffle. I mean, we can Intuition for Omni on my turn, using my next turn, using the petals too. Does Griselbrand even do anything? It doesn't really, right? It's like I can't gain more life. Yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna bin this. You just like force, pitching force, and then keep the Spell Pierce as well. Because like I can't gain life with it as long as there's a Karakas in play. So like I just need to find, I have a draw step plus these looks to find Emrakul. Yeah, I should have kept the fetch land. I should have kept the fetch land. That was a mistake while I was doing. I should have kept the fetch land probably instead of a force here. A lot of times the Re-animator decks board into Show and Tell. I'm forcing a discard spell here. They do not have a discard spell. Sweet. Take a draw step. We found a Naturalize. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cast Intuition here. Target you. Go get a bunch of copies of Omniscience. And then they're going to get to put a big scary into play here off the Show and Tell, which is real. What they have. We are at 6. We're actually dead to a worm. We're not dead to a worm coil because they have. All right, so Preordain first. Yeah, we'll keep both of these, right? Because I can just cantrip a bunch. Do I want another Brainstorm? Because, like, I can cast all these spells for free, so I definitely want the Ponder. I might not want the Brainstorm, actually. Actually, I do want the Brainstorm, because I can Brainstorm into the Brainstorm and then Ponder to shuffle. Yeah, I want both of these, so go top, cast with Omniscience. There's the Emrakul. Alright, so put this back, cast with Omniscience. And if they Karakas this, we just get to recast it with the Omniscience, which is why the Omniscience is great. What is it? I get to see more unique cards, Apprentice, if I Preordain first. So Preordain lets me see 3 cards, and then if all of those are bricks, Brainstorm then lets me see 3 new cards. Whereas if I Brainstorm first, I see 3 cards, and then I put 2 back, and then I Preordain looking at 2 cards I've already seen, and then draw a new one. So by Preordaining first, I see 6 cards, whereas if I Brainstorm first, I only see 4 cards. It's true that the Preordain lets me clear the Brainstorm, but I'm not playing for a long game. I'm looking for a specific a specific card there, in this case Emrakul. So if I'm looking for a specific card, I want to see 6 total unique cards as opposed to seeing 4 and being able to clear a Brainstorm. At least that was my reason for doing so. It seems fine. For show and tell, none of those are good. That's equally bad. Tuition's not bad. And in a couple of turns, we'll be able to do stuff. Force is pretty decent here too, right? Need something to do with this extra Omniscience. You strongly announced Storm is one. What? So, Ponder would fix Modern's problems is like akin to being as silly as suggesting Counterspell would fix Modern's problems. Like, the problem with Modern is that you keep dying super, super early. That's the problem with Modern. The problem with Modern is that, like, getting him to Torok. Yep. Sing a beautiful song here, friend. Lost my land and my demonic tutor. Man, him to Torok. Probably pretty dead here. Like, how does Ponder help the fact that, like, Dredge puts 13 into power into play on turn 2 sometimes? How does Ponder help the fact that Storm is killing you on turn 3 a lot of the time? Ponder is like this slow, clunky card that lets you set up and doesn't play to the board. Good stuff, good stuff. You know what's really good? When you draw double him force against your combo opponent. Alright, you know. This is worse than a show and tell, but I guess I'll take it. One of our part. Oh no! Get wasted. Conceding to Leyline of the Veil. Looking for Soul Land plus Fatty. Alright, and because I have this fetch land, I can actually just take this Ancient Tube here. Oh. So I'm gonna play that, and we'll put a stop during my upkeep here. They probably have another forest, because that's how our day's been going, but, you know. Fetch away these lands on top of my deck. So now I have to choose, like, do I want to hold a land to play around a Leyline of the Veil, or do I want to play the land to play around a Hymn to Torok? They've already played 2 hymns, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Yep. Go bottom here. I guess I kind of need the mana, right? I kind of want the land. Definitely am not in the market for this Flusterstorm, or it's too late to interact. I just want to, like, rip my combo pieces. Yeah, I think I'll take the City of Traitors. The City of Traitors, I probably should have played the Misty instead of the City there. The City of Traitors lets me cantrip into a, it lets me cantrip into a fatty next turn. And I think I 0 out of 10 should not have played this, should have played this. That makes it like they probably have a force in their hand anyways, so like, or probably just stone dead, but this is definitely not optimal sequencing. Should have put this out instead of this. Basic is land means they are a more mid-range deck and not Delver, most likely. Yeah, slowly dying to the Deathrite Shaman. Waiting on that Emrakul. Deathrite Shaman, if we don't draw Griselbrand to this turn, we can no longer draw with it. And because I sequence my land drug here, I lose the City of Traitors, which is kind of a big deal. Yeah, it's a super big deal, actually, because now I can't cast this Eureka next turn without ripping a land because of the way I sequence my lands. Yeah, and like, so like now we're super far behind, right? Like, if I had the mana to cast this, I would just be, okay, well, they took that away, so now Show and Tell is live. I can't cantrip into Show and Tell, though, which is a big deal. Alright, I'm just gonna hold that again in the event of Liliana. And this is why I really think decks like this are kind of, they're fun to play and they're powerful. Like, my opponents played 2 Hymn to Torox, 2 Force of Wills, and a Thoughtseize, and like, depending on what's in their hand, we're still in this game. Alright, now we're dead. We're gonna snap him, and that'll be the end of it. Alright, so this is definitely a Petal out matchup. Spell Pierce counters their stuff. Carpet of Flowers gives us a bunch of mana. Sylvan Library is great. Leyline of Sanctity is wonderful. How do we feel? I think Flusterstorm's supposed to be a trim here. How do we feel about cutting Omniscience in this matchup? Is that real? I feel like, especially with... I don't have an educated or informed opinion on whether or not this deck is actually better than Sneak and Show, but I know Sneak and Show hasn't felt good, and I don't know if this deck feels good or not yet. I've only played like 7 matches with it, but it feels like there's something powerful here. It's Spell Pierce. I think Pierce is better than Flusterstorm because of Liliana the Veil. They don't actually have that many counters in their deck, so I don't know that I want Boseiju. You think I'm supposed to take out my forces? I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, we're bringing in... Okay, I buy that for $1. What if we do this and then put these in? They have Wasteland, Ryan. They Wastelanded us twice that last game. How do we feel about this? No force? Cut the petals, cut the forces, bring in bring in this, basically. Okay, like this. Let's try this. I don't think this hand is good enough because we have ley lines in our deck. I think if this was like a game 1 hand, and they also have Wasteland. I think this was a game 1 hand, I'd strongly consider keeping a hand like this. But I think because there's ley lines to mulligan to, I'm gonna go ahead and pitch that. How do you feel about this? I think I'd snap this on the draw. On the play, it's probably not good enough. Do you think this is a keep? Most of their disruption is... I think Leyline's really good in this matchup. Please, God, don't keep. You need a diaper, child? You do need a diaper. All right. Sand is so good with the land. I'll be right back. I need to change a diaper. How lucky are we? How lucky are we? All right, sure. What do you want? You want this? Or you want this? You want this? Mm-hmm. Huh. That's an interesting idea. Here you go. You want this? Nope, tiny monster, you don't. We wouldn't have played the land yet. Maybe. I mean, like, there's a good chance that, like, we draw a tropical island. There's 4 trops in our deck, so, like, if they're wasting this, they're not wasting a trop. I have 2 boys. My older is actually in half-day preschool right now, and my younger is behind me. It's 2.5. Please brick, please brick, please brick! Even just a duel here would be mostly a brick. So, I think this deck is 1 blue source short in the mana. I'm not 100% on that, though. Not 100% on that, but I think we're a blue source short on the mana. Alrighty, let's go ahead and ponder. Looking for some lands. Ding, ding, ding. No. No shuffle. It's possible. I actually cut I cut a carpet from the board, which I could certainly see being wrong. I wanted to try, so we played 3 carpets yesterday. I wanted to try Sylvan Library. Wanted to try Sylvan Library. I definitely agree that Eureka is worse than Show and Tell, but it's also like, again, this is, I think I have to fetch the green here because I have the Eureka. Oh, Sneak Attack. I don't know that it's worse than Sneak, that it's worse than Sneak Attack. Like, 5 mana is a lot of mana. 5 is not a small amount of mana. Wife, sure. I don't... We had Nugan yesterday and it was pretty mediocre. I think I'm gonna go ahead and brainstorm an end step here because we could hit a show and tell. Put back this, put back this. I'm gonna have to redraw one of these anyways. I really don't need the Griselbrand, so might as well redraw the Flusterstorm. Gonna be pretty, we're dead to a force, right? Because this goes to 5/6. Yeah, we had an Ugin and a Karn yesterday, and they just like, I just wanted to Omniscience people. Like, I think Omniscience is actually the best thing this deck can be doing. And like, so something that's interesting what's worth thinking about here, like, if these were forces or one of these was a force, we could have force backup here. That being said, like, we're dead on board, so I have to do this. Yep. Okay, so if one of these was a force, nothing would have happened here. We would have still died because they had a Flusterstorm. That's fine. That hand is, you know, arguably not a keep. I think it was fine. It definitely keep on the draw. Choosing to be on the draw is actually an interesting decision point when you're loading up on ley lines in the deck. So Ryan talked about, again, Sneak Attack being the best threat in Sneak and Show, but like, I genuinely think like those decks have been moving towards Omniscience, and I think Omniscience here is actually the best card, and Eureka gives you 7 ways to put them into play. Yep. Gonna do dumb deck stuff here. Do I just go top here? I'm gonna go top. Pretty cold to a wasteland. That's for the story of the day. We're cold to a wasteland. This is good against duress, though. And this is why we left the Omniscience on top of the deck. Yeah, they should be dead here. Swamp Dress, unless they go Lotus Petal Cabal Therapy, they should be dead here. They could go Petal Therapy. And again, this is why Omniscience is great, right? Like, if don't you dare Petal Therapy me. They're just taking Eureka so I can't put both into play. God bless. All right, so they're playing red-black Re-animator? Is that what this is? This is red-black Re-animator? Which means these ley lines are good, and these cages are good? Anyone put them on anything other than red-black Re-animator? No, the green-black lands deck doesn't play Griselbrand in the main. I guess blue-black Re-animator hasn't been a deck for a while, so they could be playing, the duress points towards red-black, yeah. Is duress unusual for them? I guess they like to Thoughtseize themselves, right? Could be the mono-black Re-animate deck. At either rate, we want these ley lines, right? I think we want these 6, regardless of what they're doing. This is a Flusterstorm out matchup, because I'm not going to have time to keep mana up. How do we feel about this? Flusterstorm, Intuition Library out, and the ley lines and the cages in. Echoing Truth might not be terrible, just because like they ramp up into big fatties. I kind of like this, though. I think I don't mind. I could see trimming Lotus Petal in this matchup, too. I don't... This is the only card I'm not sure on. I think you're right, Tom, that Carpet of Flowers is probably pretty good. Trim the Forest. Okay, yeah, they're not a Wasteland deck. I actually kind of like that. Just trim the Forest against the non-Wasteland deck. I like that a lot. I think I'd rather keep the Petal to be kind of quick. Like, the basic Forest is... This card doesn't make more hands keepable, and it doesn't accelerate us. It's basically just there for Wasteland decks. I'm gonna do this. This thing doesn't have a Leyline or a Force, but, like, it's pretty good, right? Is this unkeepable just because of no Leyline, no interaction, though? It's pretty bad against a discard spell, right? I think this is close. It's probably a keep. It's probably a keep. Yeah, Omniscience beats Containment Priest, which is another reason why it's great. Man. Holy crap. Remember those ley lines we'd hit mulligan for at Leyline? It's always the 8th card. It's always the 8th. Ooh. Ooh, candy. Don't hit me again. Don't do it. Rude. Yeah, I mean, like, they're not killing us. We're not in a terrible spot. Ugh. I kind of want everything but this ley line, right? So, like, go... Boop. 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 Shuffle, no. Play this, pass. The deck my opponent's playing has been making the rounds. It's kind of a budget deck. It plays like Lake of the Dead and other weird stuff like that. It doesn't play Pox. It's a Re-animator all-in acceleration deck combo. It plays like Entombs and Grave Titans and Lake of the Dead. Opponent forgot to float a mana there. But yeah, like their deck often just doesn't do anything like this. I'm gonna fetch away that Leyline on top of my deck. Fetch away the Leyline on top of my deck. Because I want the land. Bottom. Alright. Force of Will actually makes Soul Land reasonable draws from here because it means I can just hardcast it. Alright, second force pitch is the first one. Like, if my opponent does anything large here, they're probably sacrificing a swamp, so it'll be a 2 for 2. Alright, one more mana producing line. Actually, the Eureka could get us into trouble if we don't have anything to cantrip or combo off with, so we're probably gonna wait on the Eureka, because their deck has a bunch of, like, scary Planeswalkers and Griselbrands and bullshit in it. Sure. And now this does get it in the bin, so that means if they have a Re-animate, they can bring this back next turn. Alright, I'm just looking for, Again, I don't think I want to do this because of all the big scaries in their deck. This is bad against discard, though, I guess. Animate dead, sure. Looking for an Emrakul. If we find a cantrip, I'm going to show and tell. I'm going to hold on to this. The island, so that way if they have a hymn. So we have one more draw here. Take me down to Brick City. Yeah, I think I like how we boarded. I don't even know if that's about justice, right? Like, we just, like, drew poorly, so we died. Sometimes you mulligan a bunch and die to the bad deck. That's just Magic in a nutshell. I'm just gonna pass here because I want that island that's on top of my deck. Alright. Well, we need to find a Grafdigger's Cage. Or Force. Am I pondering to start here? If I Brainstorm plus Ponder, I see more cards. Let's talk about this Eureka that I can't cast. Alright, now I need to find a Force. Alright, I'm saying there's a chance. Let go Ritual into discard Re-animate. Oh, I'm 2-2 now. I think we had some questionable decisions in this match that we lost, but this game we just, like, we got really unfortunate in both the games we lost those. Both the games we lost against that player there. The deck that our opponent was playing there was not particularly good. Yeah, it seems fine. It's super exciting, but, like, fine. Alright, I'm just handing out the bans for people spewing bullshit. Straight worst version of Sneak and Show. Sneak and Show hasn't been putting up fucking results, okay? It hasn't been putting up results, so yes, you're right. It's a strictly worse version of this other deck that's bad. Actually, you don't know that, because you haven't fucking played the deck. So, get out of here. Other people let you spew bullshit in their chats, I'm too old for that. you want to spew bullshit, go somewhere else. I don't know. I haven't tried Cunning Wish. I'm not playing this deck to not cast the show until on 2. If I ponder into a soul land, I can Flusterstorm. Ah, true skill game we play. Nope. Don't Liliana me. 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 Don't Liliana. They're gonna Diabolic Edict me and they're gonna be like, oh no, they're gonna Jace me. There's so many things that are bad for us here. Oh god. So I punted this. So, and again, this is really subtle. I should have I should have, instead of, no, I had to take that, right? You're pretty good there. Not beating the Jace. Because if we wait a turn, then Spell Pierce is up, and then Wasteland hurts us, and then Hymn to Torak hurts us, and Thoughtseize hurts us. If I take the Force instead of the Soul Land, I can't play my card. Fluster only hits a sorcerer. Correct. Fluster is not a strictly better Spell Pierce. It is not a strictly better Spell Pierce. Is this a matchup where I want Leyline of Sanctity? I think it's a matchup where I want Spell Pierce. Probably a Petal out matchup. I feel like when I bring the carpets in, the petals can come out. I don't think so as in Toth. Flusterstorm is better at countering their counterspells. It's better at countering counterspells when they're countering our combo pieces too. I like how we played against 2 Hymn to Torak decks in a row and suddenly people are like, yeah, you need some... Twitch chat is so great. People are so bad at, like, not being, like, heavily results biased against the things that they're seeing. It's like a medium-ish keep, but it's a turn 2 thing, so, like, let's go for it, I guess. Just gonna get Jaced again and feel bad about ourselves. If we hit a blue card, we get to have Force backup, so I don't think we mulligan this hand in a million years. Alright, that's actually pretty good. I'd rather put a Griselbrand into play than an Emrakul, because we get to draw cards. See if they're probably not a Daze deck, because they had Jace. They could have Force here. Yeah, they have Force. That's fine. You have land, so we can cast Eureka next turn, too, even if we draw it. Noble Hierarchy, interesting. Oh, so they're the Leovold deck, right? This is the Leovold True Name deck. That's what Noble Hierarchy usually means. I'm City of Traitors. Oh! Russell Wilson with the $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. Are my alerts still not working? There we go. They are. Okay, just a little slow. Watch us draw the Eureka of the show and tell now, and I'm just a big, dumb, stupid idiot. Hey, okay, here's the actual answer. How many games have you played with Eureka? How many games? Tell me a number. Tell me a number of how many games. We're dead? Looks like we're dead. Like, the number of people, it's like, the number of people when we're working on the Tron deck that are just like, this deck is strictly worse than playing Cloud Post. It's like, well, how many fucking games have you played with Tron lands? How many games have you played with this Tron list that I'm telling you feels reasonable and feels better than the post decks that I've played? Oh, you've played 0, but you're certain that it's worse. Good. Glad we had that conversation. So, yep, we are dead to this. But people say things like that all the time, Mercy Killing, without ever actually having played any amount of games. People say, I prefer this for X theory-crafted reason without ever having actually played with the deck. And we're dead here. GG's opponent. But like, people do that all the time, and that's why formats like Magic, that's why non-rotating formats like Legacy and Modern are so slow to adapt, because people don't actually try shit. They just go, oh, well, this is the way we've done it forever, and I'm certain it's better than these other things, even though I haven't actually tried those things, because these work out kind of okay. It doesn't matter that Sneak and Show hasn't put up results in a long time, and that it's basically fallen off the map. Okay, so here's the thing about Twitch chat. If they're not serious, they shouldn't post things. Like, if they're just spewing and, like, creating white noise, they don't need to be in the chat, and I'll ban them. Like, I get it that most places on Twitch are like, I'm actually trying to, like, learn and develop something here, right? So if you're just here to spew and be annoying and create, like, staticky white background noise, it's like, why are you even here? Like, you shouldn't be taking up space in my chat if you're just, like, here to spew bullshit that I shouldn't respond to. Like, if the things you're posting in chat aren't worth a response, I should ban you because you're just taking up space in my chat from things that could be worth responding to, that I could be engaging with. Right, Declan? Tell him. What do we do to spam in the chat? Say roar! 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 Yeah, that's how we feel about spam in the Twitch chat. Roar! You're cute, kid. No way. Okay, so here's the thing. In order to post... Yeah, that's great. And the idea that Twitch chat has to be horrible is... Yep, that's exactly... I completely agree. Thank you for the support, Ace. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got you roaring it out. You don't want to stop? But okay, so I'm saying he has. I responded to I have a preference with a genuinely good question. Is your preference based on experience, or is it based on bullshit theory crafting? I think I know best because this is the way I've always done it. This is like that's a real response. I didn't ban that person that said they have a different opinion. I said, what is your opinion based on? Is your opinion, you want some of these? You want some of these? We need a bowl? Okay, I'm gonna get a bowl for you. It's like, is your opinion based on actual experience, or is it just based on you like, again, is it based on no experience or not? Because like the number of times that people have told me things are awful, just because like, well, did you test it? And it's like, well, no, but I'm sure it's bad. Yeah, correct. Correct. So the great thing about this stream is my voice is the only audio that's coming through for you. So if my voice is too loud, you can take your volume dial and you can turn it down. I'm a loud person. I just talk loudly. Yeah, there we go. Ian hit on the head. If it's just preference with no value, like, are you just, yeah. What's the deal, yo? Okay, now see this one, you see, did you notice how Mercy Killing keeps posting the same thing without posting the fact of whether or not they've actually played with Eurekas? Because that means they almost certainly haven't, right? Just like the volume dial on my TV is stuck. Yep. Yeah, Omniscience beats, again, like, the theory behind the Eurekas in the deck is that show and telling in Omniscience is the best. Show and telling in Omniscience is the best thing you could be doing, and Eureka gives us more ways to show and tell at Omniscience. All right, at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and play a game or two of Epic to close out the day. So Epic, for those who are not familiar, Epic is a paper card game that follows the living card game model, which is kind of sweet. Basically what that means, as opposed to being a trading card game where you like buy booster packs and get random cards out, you just pay some small amount of money compared to a TCG and you buy a box set and you just get a full play set of every card in that set. And their online game that's currently in alpha that I'm playing right now also follows that model where you just get to pay some small amount of money, then have play sets of every card in the set, and then you can play as much constructed and as much limited as you want with those cards. And the limited in this game, because you're buying a box set as opposed to opening booster packs, is done through a method that's very similar to basically cube drafting.